Happy fall, my friends. It's Terry with Terry's Mailbox, and today I'm presenting for the Funky Junkie Boutique with my favorite theme, Grateful. I decided to experiment and see how Distress Oxide Inks acted on different types of cardstock. So you'll see the whole assortment here. So I used the leaf print CMS 450. It has all of these really nice little leaf prints in it. And then I organized my stamps on different blocks. And you can see here I'm using different cardstock. So I've got natural, brown, black, olive, cream. I have a wood grain cardstock in the mix. So again, here are all of my stamps. So we'll just kind of start here. This is a white cardstock. So again, I use seedless preserves, crackling campfire, vintage photo, and crushed olive on these. So again, I'm kind of starting here just inking with Distress Oxides and then spritzing and then stamping. You get interesting looks on the different color when you spritz it with water. So again, assembly line, I ended up making, oh gosh, I think 9 cards. So again, just kind of assembly line. Now I will say on some of them, I did a second generation stamping. In other words, I inked and spritzed and stamped, and then I spritzed again and stamped. And I wasn't really happy with the way the second image came out. So on some of them, I did go back and stamp it a second time after I was done. So again, I'm kind of drying off in between because I don't want the inks to run together. So after I got them all stamped, I just kind of gave them a warm shot of air here to make sure they were dry. So now I'm moving on to crackling campfire. And look at how that one pops up on the black. That one, wow, that one was interesting. So again, just you just kind of see me here inking and stamping. The oxides have just a different property to them, and again, they're both ink and then pigment ink, and that's what makes it a little bit different in the way that it works. So again, I thought, man, this would be interesting to kind of test this out and see how the oxides work differently on different colors of cardstock. And then as I said, I do have the one wood grain cardstock in here, which I kind of liked that one quite a bit because again, that gave it additional texture. So again, just kind of moving on here to this wayward leaf that goes over on the right hand side, and then I stamp that little tiny one actually that's sitting there on my desk. That one kind of goes in between. It was just fun. It was just fun. I ended up using rusty hinge for many of them for that little orange, the little orange leaf next to the crackling campfire. So again, we're just kind of moving through here, stamping away. And again, I always wiped it off in between so that I could, once I'd put the water on there, I didn't want to dilute the next stamping. So I think it's important to go ahead and wipe it off in between and then start with a fresh coat of the oxide inks. So again, we're just gonna keep working here. I'm just about done. So again, here we're adding that rusty leaf there at the end. Trying to fill in the space there, kind of like a fan of leaves is what it ended up to look like. So I kind of like this, the way this is turning out. There it is on black. There it is on craft. There it is on the olive green color. There it is on brown. I mean, again, I think it's really interesting how they look so different. So the next thing I did was I grabbed the shattered stamp. And again, I'm using gathered twigs. And again, on a couple of them, they got a little bit dark. I wish I would have, done things a little bit differently. I actually started inking the perimeter of the stamp so that you saw me clean the middle out there. So we're going to go ahead and just stamp the perimeter because again, I wanted the center to be clear to let the leaves really take center stage. So I'm just kind of stamping around the perimeter there. And I have a couple blanks here. You'll see me later on that I do go ahead and go back and just kind of ink a portion of the stamp and kind of fill in those spaces. So again, just inking and stamping, you know, you can just kind of see how different they all look having that different background. So again, I'm kind of finding the ones that have a little bit of, you know, pockets where I wasn't happy with the stamping. So we'll go and fill that in here using the, you know, the corner of the stamp or the edges of the stamp. And then when I got to the brown and black, I thought, ooh, I'm not sure what I should do here. So I ended up using old paper. I was kind of looking for a cream. I suppose I could have gone with antique linen too, but I thought the old paper might be interesting because it has just a hint of green in it. So again, we're going to go ahead and kind of stamp around the perimeter again. And then you can see I'm kind of lining the stamp up with the left-hand side of the card front so that I can make sure I've got it covered. So again, one more stamp. So I kind of like that. I kind of like the old paper on there. Then I got to that one last one and I decided to use Rusty Hinge on that. So then I decided they needed a little bit more interest. So I grabbed my vintage photo and I'm just kind of ink blending around the edges on that one, just trying to, you know, again, add some interest. So I decided a piece of twine on here would be fun. So I ended up tying a piece of twine around the front of each one. And you can see here I'm kind of struggling with getting it on there tight, but I'm fiddling with it enough that I finally got it to tie in a square knot close to the front. There we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and trim it. And then I'm going to go ahead and just attach it to a Craft A2 card base. The only one I didn't put on Craft was the black. I ended up putting that on a white card base. So again, these are trimmed down with a decal edge trimmer, so they are 1/4 inch short on each edge, which I thought was important. And so then I'll go ahead and using my glossy accents here to attach this sentiment to the center. And again, these come out of the sentiment strip books. So again, I just kind of glued them onto other cardstocks and trimmed them. So here are all of my cards. I'll just kind of take you through. And again, you can see some are on cream, some of them are on craft, some of them are on green. Then I had the black and brown one as well. But I love fall colors. I love cool temperatures. So this theme for the Funky Junkie really spoke out to me. So I had a great time doing these cards. So again, it's Terry with Terry's Mailbox, and I am on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Blogger, and I'd love to have you come and subscribe or follow any and all of my social media channels. Have a great day.